the Elder Scrolls told of their return. Their defeat was merely a delay. Till the time after Oblivion opened, when the sons of Skyrim would spill their own blood. But no one wanted to believe they even existed. And when the truth finally dawns, it dawns in fire.
Skyrim. You know, I got some Skyrims on my car. They look good, shiny. Rolling down the street medieval style, boy, for all you Negroes out there. Hey, so how did everybody? Now, here's the deal. I'm not gonna even lie. Let me just say right up front. Somebody told me, they said, listen, if Corey even gets close to finishing this game, I will not flush my toilet for a week. My man, whoever said that, you can flush that shit right now, because I did not get remotely close. I first of all, this game is huge. Now, I know that they don't have infinite quests, but they say it feels like it. This game could last you over 100 hours just doing side quests.
I think there are infinitely generated side quests. I thought I read that somewhere.
That sounds nightmarish, man. That sounds like a fucking dimension you can never escape from. That's another thing that scares me about this game.
From what I've seen, it's like 200 or 300 hours at least.
Yeah,
and those are just side missions.
This game is good. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a great game, but for me, and I'm not even trying to make fun of people who love this game and spend that much time on it, but for me, I would kill myself if I looked back and saw that I spent 300 hours on one game. It would just, because I would just say nothing about my life right there. I would feel ashamed.
How many hours do you think you've spent playing Dead Space?
You know, a better question is, how many hours do I spend masturbating each week? You know, it's probably the same thing as trying to get through Skyrim. But you know what? I don't know. It feels better. I don't know what to tell you. But seriously, I admire the game. I would have to say that, just based on the gameplay itself, how many hours you get out of this, how much gameplay you get out of this. I mean, it almost goes without saying. If you're poor, and chances are you are because of the economy right now, then this would be the game to get. This game is going to last you for months if you play it right.
And this will teach you how to get more money, because you can pick locks and set people on fire while they're sleeping and take all their shit.
Thanks, Jason, for doing that. Now, you get some poor nerd who's going to try this in real life. He's going to just get shot by the police trying to pull this shit off. Another reason why this game should be longer, to keep some of you fucking dangerous nerds off the street. God damn it.
So just another
dangerous nerds.
Just another reason for the politicians to blame violence on video games. Like, child sets mother on fire while asleep, blames Skyrim.
Blames Jason. So
that would be awesome.
Hey, I didn't mean for him to do it. So
if something I said led somebody to set a family member on fire,
Jesus.
As long as I didn't know them, that would, fuck. God, I'd feel like the super villain.
No, you would not. No, you would not. I know you, Jason. You would not. You're not only good at heart, but you're a pussy, and you wouldn't last a day in jail. So look, I want to know.
I'm not saying that I would be charged.
I would do everything I can to put you in jail, because I think it'd be funny. But you know what? I would like to know. Let's just go down the line here and see how far some people got on the game, because there's so many different ways to play, and there's no wrong review here for that. Some people, or at least one person here, has made it through the main quest, and some people like the side missions better, which keeps you from achieving that main quest in the short amount of time that probably the person who got through it did. So, Jeff, what did you do in this game?
Oh man, you know what? This game is a professional at distracting your ass from what you're supposed to be doing. I mean, as you would just be walking down the road in Skyrim, and there's flowers to pick and wolves to kill, dudes to, give, just quests coming out left and right. I must have spent about 8 hours just walking around the blacksmithing area in one of the main cities, just buying shit, making armor, and then getting rid of it. So I finally, when we were starting to get close to getting ready to do this review, I started trying to power through the main quest, and I got about 2/3 the way through it. But yeah, I mean, you're walking from the place where the guy just told you, from the main quest, and there's like 6 different people all around you that are like, hey, can you go get me something? Hey, I left my dagger in that cave over there. There's a giant. You should go check that dude out. And, this game is just, it's ridiculous at the number of things that you can do.
I played with Jeff, and Jeff confuses me. Like, people play this game to go out and kill bandits, dragons, ogres, giants, animals. Jeff likes to sit down and sharpen knives and silverware. I was just like, for real. I saw Jeff sit down like about 5 times just with that piece of stone. Like, just like, this is fun. No, it's not fun. Get up and do something, goddammit.
Well, it's this horribly vicious cycle because I want to have really powerful weapons, and the way that you do that is by smithing. So you're sitting there and you're like, all right, I bought this stuff. I'm going to make this badass, dagger. So you start making the dagger, and then suddenly the little bar fills up, and it's like, boom, you got your skill just went up.
Jeff,
you can make even better daggers.
No, Jeff, working at it. That's so dumb.
I know.
You can get powerful weapons by killing people and taking their shit.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ. Everybody else is in the game fighting. Jeff is over there making arts and crafts. People walking out with armor. Jeff's the only one walking away with a popcorn necklace and shit. So it's like a macaroni picture on a fucking paper plate.
Just like
man.
Goddamn Martha Stewart of Skyrim. Look at this beautiful armor I made. It's got a +3 to faggotry.
Okay, I will totally cop to that. But in my defense, Skyrim fills up your pockets with so much bullshit that, I found myself encumbered by like just ore and mushrooms and all kinds of crazy shit that it feels like
crazy
every 20
hoarder.
Yeah, every 20 minutes you had to go back to town and make a bunch of potions and enchant a bunch of bullshit.
Oh, Jesus.
Make some armor.
You own mushrooms doing this shit, man.
Maybe.
Nick, you told me, and a lot of people, they say, Nick, you have people, this is what I like about you, Nick. Now, don't take this the wrong way, because, Nick, you have people that love you, and you have people that hate you. You are like the dividing force within our group here, and that's why I give you a hard time sometimes, just to bring that out of you.
Because you're part of the group that hates me, right?
Of course. That's why I don't want to bring you here in America, because I'll stump your little British ass if you were here. But, one thing I tell people, I said, that boy, one thing I can tell you about him is that he will finish games. I don't know how he does it, because he's talking about how he's in school and shit all the time, but he finishes games, and you actually made it through the main quest of this game. Did you not?
Yes, I did. Yes,
wow.
I did all-nighters and actually missed an important lesson because I was trying to finish this game on time.
You're not too different from a lot of other people who played this game either. So there's some people whose college careers have gone down the toilet because of this game.
Oh, yeah. This game is dangerous for your social life, I'll say that.
Well, let me ask you something, Nick. This is perfect because being that this is a medieval game, you have the perfect accent to describe what this main quest is like. I don't want you to do any kind of acting or anything, but I just think you would do it very eloquently.
Really? There are a lot of Americans in this game as well, so really? There are accents all over the place.
That's true. That is true. But I didn't really get far enough to understand what the total story from the main quest is. What is it?
The game starts out with you being taken to be executed for whatever crime you never find out. Then a dragon comes along and stops the execution, and from then on you can decide what to do. The main quest is to stop this dragon, this main dragon that's bringing all the other dragons back to life, and he's supposed to end the world. So your quest is to finally become strong enough to kill him and to stop Armageddon. That's pretty much it.
So, and I guess you are the one who was chosen to kill these dragons because you are gifted with the voice.
Yes, you are called Dragonborn, which means that you've got the... Yeah, just seriously.
You make it sound like you sang R&B to these dragons or something. Hey, girl,
Look at America's Got Talent or something.
Girl,
Skyrim's Got Talent.
No, yeah. Girl, let me touch them scales. I love it.
Touch them scales.
Yeah, girl. You so shiny. But look, you know what? You were able to finish the game. Now, how long did that take you total to do that?
Oh, shit. This is going to be embarrassing. It took me 30 hours. I think it was 30 plus hours to finish this thing because I was trying to finish it in time so I could start playing Assassin's Creed, which came out that very same day I finished it. But, yeah, it's really difficult to try to avoid side quests because there's so many good ones. You can turn into a werewolf in this game if you want to, or a vampire. Like, there's just so many cool, interesting side quests that you could be distracted by and get yourselves involved.
I guess not to mention all the guilds that you can show. Like you have a rebellion that's going against the government, and then the people, the guardians or whatever that work for the government, you can actually join
like
up with them.
They got the Empire, which are mainly Romans, and you got the Stormcloaks, who are like the rebels. But I like to call them the Arnold Schwarzeneggers because they all have that same accent. We should not be here like just fighting dragons. We should take it to the Empire. Did anyone notice that?
I guess not. No one said anything. Anybody notice that?
They all sound like the Swedish Chef to me.
You there, you and me. We shouldn't be here. It's these Stormcloaks the Empire wants.
We're all brothers and sisters in binds now, thief.
Shut up back there.
What's wrong with him, huh?
Watch your tongue. You're speaking to Ulfric Stormcloak, the true High King.
Ulfric? The Jarl of Windhelm? You're the leader of the rebellion. But if they captured you... Oh, gods. Where are they taking us?
I don't know where we're going, but Sovngarde awaits.
No, this can't be happening. This isn't happening.
They just sounded like Arnold Schwarzenegger to me.
You were right. It was I can talk to the Jarl. You know, I was like, what the fuck? Here's your hand, dragon. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about, but okay, you paying me. But Kevin, I like Kevin's answer. Like we asked Kevin, I asked the group. I said, did anybody finish this? And everybody like, yeah, I did this, I did it. Kevin was allowed. He's like, oh hell no, I didn't do that. Hey, I'm an old man. Hey, I got a job. But,
I've sunk a lot of hours into the game, but it's like the main quest is actually kind of boring to me. I got kind of off onto some of these other quests. They're really long, which is kind of cool. I mean, at a point in the game, I wasn't sure what was the main quest because it doesn't really say this is the one you're supposed to be doing in order to finish the game. It's like there's just a whole list of quests, and
I've been in wizard school for a week for no goddamn reason.
Yeah, well, see,
that's why you went to fucking Hogwarts where there are dragons around.
That did happen to me. I was playing the game, and there's this part where you go into the college, right? And there's like some guy giving a speech, and it said something like, go listen to his speech. And so he was talking, I was like, I'm going to go do something else. So I left my computer running, and I went, and then I came back, and they were all staring at me. And I was like, oh shit, I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do, So I'm clicking on him, and he's not saying anything. And I'm clicking on the students that are around him, and they're like, shh, be quiet, I'm trying to listen. But they're all looking at me. I'm like, what are you trying to,
They're waiting for you to give a speech, obviously.
Well,
I guess you got distracted and you didn't prepare.
Maybe your character farted.
I tried to light him on fire. That didn't work. He just got really pissed and just killed me. So and reloaded, and it was the same thing. And I thought it was a bug, but then I looked it up, and apparently while I was away, he gave me a scroll or a spell, and I had to just cast a ward spell, and then he continued. But it literally took me 3 hours.
Wow, Kevin, I thought you were going to say, you looked down and your dingling was hanging out. You had a dream where you just had no clothes on but came to class that day. Everybody's looking at you. Kevin, are you okay?
No, how do you know what I dream about, Corey?
Because I'm standing there looking at you like Edward looks at Bella in Twilight.
Wow.
Yeah, Kevin, he looks so wonderful when he's
Twilight references in the Skyrim review. I'm not sure about that. All
right. What are you trying to say, Kevin? No, you know what though? I like that. It's so good to hear how everybody is playing the game differently, because as I played it, I saw the same thing. It's going through, I was so tempted to just talk to people on the street and do what they told me to do. But see, I'm that kind of guy. I can't do it in games. If somebody asks me to do something, I feel compelled to do it. I've been involved in so many scams in real life just because people have just pulled me aside. Hey man, come here. Let me show you something. You want to join this? I'm like, sure. Why not? So, in games, I do the same thing. But, I was like you, Kevin. I did it once and I said, I can't do this anymore. I got to keep going. Jason, what did you do, man?
I walked around really quietly out in the snow for 4 days because I was working on my sneak, and so I was sneaking everywhere, and it was like I was living with wolves. They didn't even know it. I was so damn sneaky, but because of that, I got very little accomplished because I was moving at about 2 miles per hour through the snow because it took me forever to get anywhere because I was sneaking there. So, yeah. I was pretty much just hanging out in the woods.
How much armor did you have on? Did you have a lot of armor weighing you down, so that's why you couldn't move that fast? Or
Yeah, dude. I don't leave anything. I was picking up armor. I was wanting to have my cake and eat it too. So I was like wearing full plate and casting spells and trying to sneak. So it was like I was trying to be a wizard barbarian thief. That doesn't really work very well, by the way.
so Jason wasn't sneaking. His character was just tired and crawling all over the place.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that when Bethesda says you just do whatever you want to, that you can't really do whatever you want to.
Like, we got another guy who's going to be a thief and try to fight the dragon. This will be hilarious.
By the end of the game, your character was just looking for a chiropractor to straighten his back out.
Right? So that's what I did. It's like, I came across a cabin. Okay, let's break in and steal shit. And okay. Well, I don't have the strength to carry it all, so I got to leave some more here. So I was like some sort of bizarre Santa Claus. I'd like take people's shit and then like leave other stuff. It's like, he took our cucumbers and all of our cabbages, but he left these nice boots. Okay.
Man, in the game, I get sucked up into these worlds. That's why I really am growing fond of these kind of games, especially like this is from Bethesda, who, they did the Fallout series. Now, if somebody was to ask you for a very simple answer of what Skyrim is, you ask them, hey, have you played Fallout? Yeah. Well, okay, this is a medieval version of Fallout. You go around killing dragons. This is a big world. It's just, instead of destruction and buildings and whatnot, you have castles and medieval creatures. But I get sucked up into these kind of worlds. And that includes like getting pissed off and getting my feelings hurt. Like real people have talked to me. There was one part I didn't know it mattered. I'm walking out of a castle somewhere, and I notice I'm getting heavy. Like, oh, that's what happened. Like this king just gave me a reward for going off and doing this mission for him, retrieving like this dragon stone or something and a scroll to prove that dragons do exist. And I brought it back. The king was like, here's this big fucking weapon and rock that you can carry around as a reward. I was weighed down heavy. So when I got in the hallway, and I did in the hallway where I didn't even think anybody was looking, I just dropped my shit. And around the corner, there was a guard looking at me. He's like, hey, what are you doing dropping weapons like that? Don't you know people can trip and fall over? I'm like, and then I had the thing to say, what do you want to say to this guy? Smart ass comment or nice comment? I was nice. I said, I didn't know. I'm sorry. And he's like, right. Just don't let me see you do it again. You understand? I walked away like I was upset. I was like, man, you better be glad I got somewhere to go right now. I'll come back and whoop your fucking ass right here.
The same thing happened to me.
Kite a giant in here, and he will whip your ass.
I mean, and I walked away. My feelings were hurt too. I was like, what? Man, I was going to pick him back up if he had just asked nicely. Why couldn't he just be nice to me?
What kills me is when you're sitting there talking to someone that you intend on talking to, and some other jackass comes by and just starts talking to you louder than the person you're trying to talk to. It's like, who the fuck are you?
Oh, yeah.
Why did you come up and just start talking to me like some insane person?
The thing I like about these games, it really is sort of nearly impossible to do an accurate review of this game because there's so much stuff. But it's still cool to tell you what works about these games and what doesn't based on what Bethesda has done before and just based on a few hours of gameplay here. I really admire Bethesda for letting you create your own characters. I love that. And in this series here, you get to create not only different races of people, but you are able to create different species. I guess in this case, you have elves and ogres and like what we made in our playthrough the other night, we made a cat person, Garfieldius. And,
all hail Garfieldius.
All hail Garfieldius.
I'm Garfieldius. And I like that customization. And it's even more fun here now that you get to create different species of for what you want for your playable character there. And as much as I think, now you hear people talk about how beautiful this world is, and you have to admit it is because there's so much detail. I mean, not including just the backgrounds and the environment that you interact with, but you have animals that come in and out of the picture just feeding. You can kill those, or you can be a cool guy like me and just let them be. And
dude, you need their skins. How are you going to make armor otherwise?
I'm a vegetarian. I'm a cat. There's ways to do it. I don't need them.
Wait, you're a vegetarian cat?
Yes.
You eat tofu mice? What's that?
Yes. Man, you act like that's crazy. It's like I said the other day, it's a fucking cat walking around on 2 legs with a mohawk. A vegetarian, is that so hard to believe? Come on.
Now you're just pushing believability, Corey.
But I have to say that as beautiful as and detailed as these backgrounds are, things that I've never liked about Bethesda's environments is that they still are very pixelated. And I understand. I mean, there's a lot going on. So, and I think that you have some texturing issues going on that you don't see when you look at pictures for the game. It's like on the internet or in magazines. And the other thing that really weirds me out, and Kevin kind of brought this up already, but the people that they do in these games, they just creep me the fuck out, man, because they talk to you and their eyes are bugging out. Their eyes are like big, and they're not. You can't tell they're looking at you or looking to the side. And they're tweaking because they're kind of doing these like little movements, and it's like if I talk to somebody like that, I would. They would put me in rehab.
Maybe they're freaking out because they're talking to a giant fucking cat.
No. When I played on my game, I was the goddamn Denzel of this enchanted world.
Right.
I made myself the most handsome black man I could make. So,
You have the leather jacket and the 2 pistols as well, aren't you?
It's like I said the other night. Guards kept asking me, "Who you want to see in this neighborhood, sir? You know somebody here? Can we just pull over and talk to you real quick?"
Yeah, they were going to execute you at the beginning, but then they stopped and they were like, "That is one goddamn good-looking black man. Let him go."
Go along. Well, not until that dragon came from the governor's office. Let that black man go. He's too handsome to be killed. But like we were saying, man, it's so. I mean, we've given you a very good idea from different points of view how you can play this game, different styles, and just how great the game is because it's so huge. It is a world upon itself. I mean, this is like fucking Tron. I think people are getting sucked into this game because it is a living, breathing world inside this, this CD.
It's also funny because I kept talking to everybody here while I was playing through the game, and I was having a conversation with Jason, Nick, and Corey, and I kept saying like, "Oh, did you go do this?" They would say, "No, where's that? What is that?" It seems like everybody that I talk to about this game, when they describe what they're doing in the game, it's always something that I totally haven't seen. Almost like no 2 people are having, outside of the main quest, are having kind of the same game, which is really, just for replayability's sake and just a way of sucking you in. That is the kind of game world that'll really, just grab you and destroy your life entirely.
Well, instead of just going around the table and asking people, are we in full agreement to the different degrees that we played it, that we all think that this is a full price game?
I'm going to go so far and call it better than sex.
I'm with Jason on that. Yeah, definitely better than sex.
I have to agree as well, yeah. I mean, I played this game and I thought I was going to hate it because I didn't like Oblivion at all, but yeah, I completely got sucked in, and to me, this is the game of the year. That's what I think so far.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you can just sit there and get lost
the dragon
in
voice.
That's your shouts against the dragon.
At the risk of getting knifed by my fellow reviewers, I think this game has some problems.
Oh, no shit.
As well.
So does every Bethesda game.
Uh-oh.
Well, no, but not just true. I mean, not just the open world. Every open world kind of emergent gameplay game is going to have that kind of jankiness. But I don't like the combat in this game. It feels a lot like the combat did in like Daggerfall, and like I don't feel like there's been a whole hell of a lot of new mechanics added. Like you can definitely you put stuff in each hand, you kind of do different emergent gameplay that way, but still, I mean, it's kind of clumsy. I can't count the number of times I was trying to hit a guy and I ended up running right past him or missing him just because of the way that the game's camera and attack mechanics are set up.
Hey, yeah. Jeff, I'll back you up on that, man. I agree.
I agree that the combat system needs work. Range combat is a problem, but I think that this is like 10 games worth of content put together. I think that you can overlook some of these deficiencies over the fact that they've given you so much more content than anybody else is giving you for the same amount of money.
I definitely agree. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the game, but I don't like it because of the combat. I like it because of the story. Like, I don't feel that the actual, even the act of bringing down and killing a dragon, the first time you do it, it's really great. But as it becomes more routine, all you're doing is you wait until these dragons, you either shoot them in the air or you wait until they land, and then you run up to this dragon, and you just, you spam the attack button. If you're using a melee attack, you just spam the attack button. And there was one fight that I was having where I couldn't even tell whether I was hitting the dragon or not, because the model had pushed me away, and it was kind of like, I can't tell if I'm even really doing very much damage without just concentrating on this guy's health bar. And there are a few other things, but I mean, all in all, it's a very good game. It's definitely a full price. I'm going to have to say it's actually better than Sex, because it's one of those games that I couldn't put down, and it's just, sucking my life away. It's definitely got problems, but it more than makes up with that with its positive aspects.
Should we talk about our favorite bugs in this game?
Well, I was just going to say, and I'm not going to say anything, because if I criticize the game and give it a rating, people are going to say, fuck you didn't play the game. If I praise the game, people are like, you don't really know what you're in for. You didn't play the game. Shut up, Corey. So I'm just going to say, okay. So, yeah. And I have to admit, like, if I was to say something, and if I was to keep from giving this a better than Sex, Nick, you are right. Bethesda has yet to release a game this big where it doesn't need fixing. And I know these games are huge, and I've come to peace with that. But it's just become, they don't even say anything about it. I'm like, yeah, hey, fixes are coming soon. It's gonna be broken when you get it. Okay, well, you just wait, just play the game. If you see some weird, just give us a call and we'll put that.
This is nowhere near. This is nowhere near as bad as Fallout New Vegas. I mean, I think that was just atrocious.
That wasn't Bethesda. That was Obsidian.
Okay. Well, say released by Bethesda, right?
Yes, but Obsidian they're like the masters of making garbage games. And Bethesda, I mean, for all the problems that all of the Bethesda open world games have had, there's a trade-off there. It's just like I was talking about the trade-off for combat. Like the emergent world, when you have a world that's got all these systems that are occurring, behind the scenes. Like I was playing just before we started reviewing, and I went into a shop and bought some stuff, and when I came out, there was a dragon skeleton laying on the ground. Like the guards in the town had just gotten done killing a dragon while I was inside buying some shit.
It could have fell from the sky. Somebody told me that. No. I'm being serious. Like somebody said that they were playing, and that they had just been talking to somebody and said, "Wow, I wish there was a dragon around here somewhere that I could kill." And like behind them, there was like a big boom, and someone had just taken a dragon out. Like maybe another dragon had like fought this dragon and killed it, and it fell from the sky.
Yeah, there's lots of segments. Like I was walking through the fields, just to get to some dungeon, and I saw like on the road there was like a ghost rider riding by, like as a ghost, and I was like, I started to chase him, but I couldn't do anything to him, and I'm like, I don't know what that quest is for, but I want to do it now. I want to find that and do it.
Like Sleepy Hollow or something?
Yeah, it's totally crazy. Yeah, it was like some warrior, but he was all white and he was glowing, and it was like, like a ghost. And it was just going towards this town on a road. And I was like, I don't know what that is, man, but I want to keep playing this game until I find out.
My favorite bug was, I saw a giant, and it was my first time. I was like, oh, hey, mate, how you doing? And I went up to, I don't know, just to see how to say hi and stuff. Yeah. And he bitch.
Don't do that.
I know, because this guy bitch slapped me so hard that I went up to orbit. I went like thousands of feet up into the air just from one hit. It was like pew! It was like that Wile E. Coyote cartoon where you just see the silhouette disappearing in the distance.
I don't think that was a glitch. I think that was just one hell of a bitch slap you got.
I was like, I could see my house from here.
Did he show you the kick-ass tokens?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, Corey gave me one of these.
He got the bag. He got the whole bag of kick-ass tokens and took it all out.
Well, you know what? We could go all day talking about glitches, and I'll just end it right here by saying I think my favorite glitch in the game was Jeff sitting next to me telling me to do everything wrong in the game as we were playing. People, if you want to know the real reason why I didn't finish this game, is because I felt like I got slapped into submission, man. Jeff tells me that giant that you're talking about, Nick, I met that giant too. But Jason, I was saying, hey, that guy, he looks pissed off. Let's not go talk to him. Let's just keep walking. And Jeff is like, no, I know that guy. That's my man right there. He's cool. Go talk to him. I had a beer with him one time. Go up and say hi. And we go over there to that guy who's shaking his stick and everything at us. And I'll go there, and he just pulls back with the back of his hand. He's like, bitch, don't walk up towards me like that, and just knock me the fuck out. Jason saw it, and I was like, yeah, dead. And I just put my hands up to my head, and I was like, Daddy, I can't play this game no more.
But there's one they fear. In their tongue, he is Dovahkiin, Dragonborn.